Alright, so I thought I'd do a bit of a different video today because, well, there's a couple of things I want to address. So, basically, what I want to talk about in this video while I struggle to get out of Morrison's car park and go home is the issues surrounding the Xbox Series X. And basically, the fact that all of them eventually will die. So, I've been seeing a lot of comments on some videos that I've done recently. You can't win with these guys. You really can't. You cannot win with these people. Yeah, that was my right of way, mate. But yeah, never mind. You can drive an expensive car and you automatically get the right of way. Yeah. So, what I mean by you can't win with these guys is the fact that, well, when I was talking about issues with the PlayStation 5 and the liquid metal issues, I was being called an Xbox fanboy, right? Now, the issues that are surrounding the Series X, and obviously I'm going to be delaying while I'm talking here because I'm concentrating more on driving, but the issues that I'm talking about with the Series X, where I'll say that they are going to die because of the SSD. I'm now being called a PlayStation fanboy. I can't win. If I talk about Xbox, if I slag them off, I'm a PlayStation fanboy, and if I slag the PlayStation off, I'm an Xbox fanboy. Why don't you just meet me down the middle and call me a Nintendo fanboy? Because I've still got a Game Boy and it's the only console that I actually play. But that's kind of beside the point. So the reason that I'm saying that all Xboxes are going to die is because they have an SSD in the Xbox, which is basically paired to the console. So, although you can remove it, what you was doing I don't know. Although you can remove the SSD, it is a standard M2 connector, NVMe, Gen 4, PCI Express, blah blah blah, all of that stuff. There's a hidden partition on the Xbox SSD. It's a 1 GB partition. And it contains some encrypted data which is paired to the APU through the use of a hardware key, so like a hardware ID that you get on a PC. And basically what that means is that without the SSD, the console will immediately shut straight back off. So it will recognise that the hardware key is wrong and it will just shut off. And there's no way to get it in safe mode. Now, the reason that I say, like I said, the reason that I say that they're all going to die is because SSDs, all SSDs, doesn't matter on the manufacturer, doesn't matter on the quality, it doesn't matter on any of that kind of stuff, all SSDs are going to die within 5 to 10 years. Some you may get lucky, they may live a little bit longer, but in reality, every single SSD eventually will die because they do. That's just part of it. It's just one of the downfalls of having an SSD over a mechanical drive. Technically, a mechanical drive is probably going to die sooner. However, on the old consoles, on the Xbox One, on the Xbox 360, there was a spinning drive that wasn't paired to the console. I think they were paired on the OG Xbox, I don't know, but someone got around that with the encryption. I never dealt with OG Xboxes, I don't know the history behind them or anything like that. I've only ever opened one up, and that was to clean it out before I even started doing things like micro soldering and things like that. So I have no clue on OG Xboxes, but what I do know about and what I do work on every single day, and what I do think that I'm at least a little bit qualified to talk about, are the Xbox Series X's, because I see them every single day, and very regularly I see Xbox Series X's which are failing because of the SSD, and it's just reality. There's no way around it. People have been saying as well that, oh, you can just take a clone of the SSD, so if when it does die you're going to back up. Wrong again. Unfortunately, every single time, and this is from my own research as well as the research of a friend of mine, Steve B. I'll link down to his channel in the top pin comment. But research of mine and research of Steve B's, every single time you reinstall the Xbox Series X software, so the operating system, every time you run an update, every time it installs a language pack, anything like that, it will change that key. It'll change the key on the APU and it'll change the key on the SSD. So unfortunately, taking a backup is only valid while your software is in date, because yeah, as soon as you update or as soon as you have to reinstall because you want to factory reset it, it's going to invalidate that backup. You're going to need to do it every single time you update, which quite frankly isn't viable. It's not economical. There's no way that you can justify taking a backup every single time. Now, another thing that people are saying is the fact that, you know, you can just do a byte for byte swap, and yes, that's true. You can do a byte for byte swap, and in fact I do it quite regularly. But I have had SSDs which have been completely and utterly dead. As I showed in my last video, even though I managed to do a byte for byte copy using DD and Ubuntu, I managed to get the console to boot, and then I got an E208 error code. So unfortunately, again, it's game over. There's nothing you can do. And that's the case when I think the E208 error code is being thrown, according to Steve B. That E208 error code is being thrown when we basically try and upgrade the SSD. So when it doesn't recognise the file size for some weird reason. But obviously, given the fact that I was using the SSD from another console, that shouldn't be the case. It should just be a case of copy over that 1 GB partition, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, or in my case, Bob was my dad because my mum was a slag. But I really shouldn't talk ill about my mum like that, should I? Oh well. Anyway, yeah, it's a very weird issue where, you know, it doesn't always work. The byte for byte copy isn't 100% foolproof, even if you can access that partition. You know, if you can get it to temporarily work, that's great, brilliant, but you still might run into that error code. And Steve B has done this on a couple of consoles where he's done a byte for byte copy and he's given him the E208 error code, and then using the same SSD, he's managed to get the console to boot or get another console to boot by doing the exact same process. It's a lottery, and unfortunately, yeah, there's just nothing you can do sometimes. So I just want to say, no, I am not a fanboy of Xbox or anything like that. I'm not a fanboy of Xbox, I'm not a fanboy of Nintendo, I'm not a fanboy of PlayStation, absolutely nothing. I'm going to park up because I'm not showing you all where I live, and yes, I have took a wrong turn because I'm about a mile away from home and I'm not going to allow people to find my address, so I'm going to park up. But yeah, it's not foolproof, but I'm not a fanboy of Xboxes, I'm not a fanboy of Sony, I'm not a fanboy of Nintendo, Mega Drive, whatever you want to call me. I'm not a freaking fanboy, alright? I could not care less whether Sony get more sales than Microsoft, whether Microsoft get more sales than Sony, whether Nintendo release a new Switch that's got exactly the same hardware in as the last revision but with a fancy screen. I don't care. All I care about is, what does the circuit board look like, are they easy to repair, and can I get the parts? I could not care less about the hardware. I don't play games. I don't get the time to play games. I run a very busy life. I've got 2 businesses, repair business and YouTube, 3 technically if I include the online store. And I also have an autistic son, 2 other children, and a house to take care of. I am a very, very busy person, and I do not get the time to play consoles. I might get an hour a month if I'm lucky. So I could not care less about the consoles, but all I'm saying is the issue with the PlayStation 5 is still relevant. It's still an issue, and I'm still seeing them on a regular basis. And the issue with the Xbox Series S and the Series X is absolutely 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, an issue. And your console is going to die. So yeah, I hope you found this video useful. My name is The Coder, if you don't know who I am. I fix electronics at component level. I also teach people how to do it on YouTube, so if you do find that stuff interesting, don't forget to subscribe. If you do want to support me, you can check out the links in the video description. You can become a subscriber on Twitch by linking an Amazon Prime account, and of course you can use the Patreon link in the video description as well. So with that being said, I've got nothing else to say on the matter. I'm not a fanboy, stop calling me one, otherwise I'm going to come and kick your cat. Take care everyone, bye now.